Hey everybody, welcome back to Dungeon 3D Advanced Build. I'm going to be your builder today, and we are picking up where we left off with the cave build for Legacy of Talal Aftermath. So this is the cave. I did a little bit of work on it off camera, just enough to fill in the walls, just because I thought it would be super boring to sit and watch me make walls for an hour. So here are all the walls in place. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I really like the look of this. There are parts of it that feel really tight, like this hallway here, the nooks and crannies off to the side of the main path, but the areas that I want for it to be open feel open. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to have a little bit of a shorter video today, but we are going to be working on the grotto and the area outside the grotto. So how I have this imagined in my head is I'm going to go ahead and select some of these tiles like those, and I'm going to go ahead and replace these with tall grass. Now, the reason I'm doing the tall grass is because I kind of want to make it feel sort of grotto-y, like nature is sort of taking itself back in this area. Nothing too, and I don't want to flood this whole area with it, but I think that's good. And then what I'm also going to do on the outside is we're gonna go to the foliage tab, and we're gonna try to kind of do a little bit of just this foliage, but I'm gonna scale this down a bit, just so it kind of seems like it's just, you know, little bits and pieces here and there. I don't want to do a rock. What am I doing? I want to do a couple like roots here. Will it let me place it on the wall? Nah, I didn't think so. So maybe there's like a flower here that's growing out of the grass, growing out of the rock. Do another bush here. Scale this down a bunch. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to go to place, and we're going to be using some stuff from the Viking DLC. All right. And we're going to be using... I'm going to deselect all of these and just do foliage, because I want some specific things that are only found in the Viking DLC. And it is, one of them is the ivy. And so there's that. I'm also going to do some of these mushrooms there. I'm going to do kind of some shrubby things. And then what I want to do right here in this little nook is I'm going to turn this into water. I'm also going to turn this little nook into water. And yeah. All right. And then the last thing that I want to go ahead and do is right here by this ivy, I want to go to props. I want to go to chest so that we can have a little bit of treasure. You know what? I'm also going to do another one right here. And I'm going to kind of make it off center there a little bit. Okay. So that is it for what I wanted to go ahead and do with the grotto area. To kind of, you know what I'm going to expand this out just a little bit more. I'm not going to go too crazy with it, but there we go. To kind of lead them in that direction a little bit, if you will. And you know what? Because I am a giving dungeon master, I'm going to put a barrel there. I don't know what's going to be in it yet, but I'm going to kind of shove this in the back a little bit. There we go. Okay. So we have the area outside the grotto taken care of. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to the main area, and we are going to actually make the grotto. So here is our grotto. I'm going to make the grotto area super small, just because it's going to be kind of meant to be a sort of, I guess, like save point. So we're going to I'm going to go ahead and change this all. Now we're going to play with the height a little bit. And then what I'm going to do in these same areas is I'm going to turn the lowered sections that I did into water. Like so. Okay. And then the next thing that I want to go ahead and do is, this is going to be a little bit tricky to make this happen. But what I want to do in essentially is create a little waterfall. And I don't necessarily know if it's going to be feasible, but I'm going to try it. Because that's what advanced building techniques are all about. I gotta make sure all of the water tiles, all of the blocks have been converted to water. It looks like I may have forgotten a couple. There we go. All right, so let's see if we can get all of them. And then what I want to do is, again, we're going to kind of mess with the height a little bit so that it's not Minecraft water. We're going to knock the height down of this a little bit. I really like that at 60. Okay. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to surround this in some of the regular blocks here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn these into the same type of stone that you see outside in the main cave. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to continue to mess around with height a little bit here. And basically, slowly over time, make this as smooth as possible. Because they're blocks and all of that, it's never going to be as perfect as I want it to be. Because, you know, it's not going to move like real water, am I right? You know, so let's do right there. And then let's do more on top of that. Let's turn that into water. Height, change that a little bit. And then basically we just keep building on top of that. And then just keep the area that the water is coming from small, making it smaller and smaller. That way it evokes the idea of a waterfall without perfecting without it making it look like real water. That's a little low, so let's do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and stack this on top of this, and then from here, I'm basically going to go ahead and how do I want to do this? Do I want to make it like one square, or do I want it to be this platform? I think I want to be at this platform, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shrink it near the top. So I'm going to go up a little bit more with this. So square, 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 square. And then I'm going to go ahead and shrink it one more time here. Actually, you know what? I like the way that is. I'm going to leave that. And so I'm just going to go ahead and... Oh, I could have just been doing that the whole time instead of doing it one at a time. I'm a dingus. Okay. And then I'm going to do one more layer, and then the players can basically go ahead and use their imagination to decide how far it goes up. So there is our that. Okay. I'm actually going to go ahead. I don't like... What is this? Height negative 43? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and join the height here with these ones in the middle and also turn these into water. So that way there's kind of a bigger pool. And it kind of goes off into these, you know, I guess kind of aqueduct type things into the underground, deeper underground. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of these grass tiles, and I'm just gonna kind of click. It's mostly random. And then I'm going to look and I'm going to decide. I like this forest one because it kind of reminds me of mycelium, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do some more. Less. Going to kind of do that sort of grass. I'm going to grab a couple more of these. And I think I'm going to do lava. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to actually do the rocky ground. Okay. So there we go. There is our grotto. There's the first initial shape of our grotto, and then I'm just gonna kind of give it its own ecosystem. I'm just gonna kind of place some stuff, sort of not totally willy-nilly, but I'm gonna make a little tree underground. I'm gonna scale it way down, so it's maybe like it's a sapling. Let's do a little dead tree that didn't quite make it for whatever reason. Like a dead sapling, and then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do one more tree. I like this tree. This is probably my favorite tree. And I'm gonna scale this down. Whoop. All right. Okay. On these, we're again gonna go to the Vikings. We're gonna deselect all, and then we're gonna go ahead and go to the foliage, and then I'm gonna sprinkle some of those mushrooms around. So what I'm going to do now, though, is because this is kind of the source of the mushrooms outside, I'm going to scale up the mushrooms here as big as they'll go. All right, so there's our little mushrooms. So I really like this grotto. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and see how it looks in the dark. All right, that actually looks great. What I'm going to do now is we're going to add a little bit of effects to this because I kind of want some mist to sort of come off of the water. Like so. Especially here. Why is this? I guess it's fighting here. So if this is fighting, the developer calls it something else, Z fighting, I think. Anyway, if you just make it one of the blocks just a little bit bigger than the rest, it'll stop doing that. Like if you just add 0.01 to the end of the blocks that are doing the fighting, it makes an almost unnoticeable difference. Like it's pretty much unnoticeable, but you'll see a lot of these are doing this. So give me a second, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fix this on all of them. Okay, I think I got all the blocks that were fighting with each other. So now it looks really good like that. Then I wanted to go ahead and back to what I was doing initially. I wanted a bunch of the fog to come off of the water to kind of give it this sort of misty, like the water is misting off of itself. So I really like that. So that's good. Let's see. Do we want to do anything else with this? Do we want to make the grotto a totally safe place? I think so. I think I want to make the grotto completely safe. So the last thing that I want to go ahead and do, I think one of these shrubs, not this one, not that one, one of these Viking shrubs there it is. It's the lily pad. It's the number 3 and 4 and 5 apparently that do these sort of lily pads and the clusters and whatnot. I really like the clusters, so I'm actually going to toss a bunch of those on there because again, it kind of makes you this feeling of this water that is, teeming with life maybe, and I'm pretty happy with that. I really like that, actually. That is our grotto. Okay, so we have our grotto. We have the main map. Okay, so let's go back to the main map with center. All right, so we click the map center in the drop down, then we click load. And that's the wrong one. Because it's called cave, you dingus. Map center was from my original showing of the map swapping capabilities, and there we are, and there you'll see there's our little grotto area. So next time we're gonna fill out this little area around the hidden whatever. We're gonna put something in the hidden whatever. I'm gonna kind of show you how we're gonna do that. Basically, I'm just gonna move this out of the way. I think I changed this last time, or maybe I changed it in the first advanced build video. I went ahead and put a block, put an actual tile there. So we're gonna figure out what to put in here, and then we're gonna go ahead and fill in this area as their first actual combat with the Scarred. And then once we do that, we're gonna kind of go this way, and then this little area, this little nook right here, we're gonna go ahead and fill in with some other stuff, some other fun stuff. And then once we do that, we're gonna go ahead and work on Cave West. So thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, keep building. Bye-bye now.